is hello everyone. Welcome to the hello everyone. Welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with the same module, that is a business skills or web application development, and with the new session, that is session number 9, that is a web shop. In the last class we have finished with the last topic, that is how to make the web shop, that is a web shopping, that and the new concept is session number 9, that is a web agent. So let's start with the previous class session, then move to today's topic. So let's start with the previous class session, what we have covered in the last class, then move to today's topic, that is session number 9. That the session number 9 is the session number 9 is the web agent. So let's finish with the previous class session. In the last class we have finished with this order, that is please mark the entry for this one. This is the order form that we have discussed in the last class, that is the order form .cfm, that is used for making the transaction successful, that is the order.cfm. Then there's h1, then font color equals to blue, then there are font, so there are the various font that is used with this one. That form is generated with the concepts, so this form is used for making the concepts, that is successful for making the form action, that is using the concept of the data hiding, that is using the concept of the form, that is the action equals to sum.cfm, then method equals to post. Then there is a p, that is a paragraph tag, that is used for this one, that is there is a checkboxes that is created for with the market research. These are the various checkboxes that is created for the order form. Then we have discussed about the sum form, that is how the sum will be calculated, that is a cf set, that means it is the looping that is used over here, array that is also used over here. Then next part is the purchasing product, that means how to purchase the products, that is a purchasing product. This also needs a cfm, that is a cold fusion markup language for building the content. This is the sale.cfm, that date equals to hash date format, then now, that means the now date format is used for making the transaction, that is a cf set date equals to hash date format now. Then there is a cf query, the name equals to sales, data source equals to session.data source, that means the cf query that is given as the sales, and data source that is given as the hash data source or session.data source. Then insert into the value, so there are multiple values that is inserted into the sales table, that is insert into the sales. Then there is the id, then that means the total value of the id that is generated over here, that is used in the concept, that is the insert into the sales, then customer, then id, then total id or the total date that is available over here. So there is a total date that is used over here, that is used for generating the values. So that is insert into the sales, then customer values, then cf query will be closed, then the cf output, then there is a p tag, then cf output will be closed. So this is the cf output of this one. So we have discussed about these also in the software shop, that is also concept of this one. So now let's start with the session number 9, that is today's topic, that is the web agents. Now what are the web agents? So nothing, it is the agent, that is a mediator that performs the software. So it is a piece of software performing a repeating service according to a timetable without need to be requested each time. So without requesting for each timetable, a repeating service according to a timetable without to be requested each time. That means there is no requirement for adding into this one, and there is no requirement for setting into the concept, that is a repeating service. So it is a piece of the software performing a repeating service according to a timetable. So whatever the service that is repeated for a multiple times, that is according to the timetable without needing to be requested each time, that is an agent. On the web, an agent is located in a server from which it serves its client. So whatever the concept that is given, that is available on the web, so agent is located in a server. So over the internet, where is the agent? Agent is located in a server from which it serves its clients. CFMX has its features which makes the language well suited for implementing such type of services. So CFMX, that is a code fusion markup languages, have a feature that is used for locating the agent, that is used for locating the agents on the web basically, and implement such services, that is the services in the sense the agent services over the internet. Even though many types of agent exist, we shall consider only two types of application of agent, leaving other for you to design. That means we consider only the two types of agent, that is very simple, and other is leaving for you only. The first application scenario is very simple. So there are multiple application scenario that is used with the web agents. Assume the existence of news agency connected to the net. So assume what is the, or where is the existence of the news agency, or where the news agency that is connected to the net. It updates frequently news message page for a large number of different events. So whatever the events, whatever the data that is connected, so it updates the frequently a news message page. So there is a news agency, that means it frequently, or it, on a regular basis, it we can say that it frequently updates a news message for a range or large range of different items. An organization that is running an internet or intranet wants to offer the local internet users a mirror of the news agency page to avoid the unnecessary visits to the internet. So whatever the visit that is for the unnecessary mirrors, that is used for the unnecessary event, that uses the mirrors of the news. One solution is to implement a web agent. So one solution that is given is to implement a web agent which periodically scans a news agency page. That means they need a web agent that periodically scans the news agency page, creates and maintains a local mirror which the local users can access. So this is one of the solutions that is used to implement, that is how first of all scans the news agency page, creates and maintains a local mirror where the local users can access. That means first of all capture the image for this one and circulate in the public places, so that there will be a demand, there will be a publicity for the news agency, so there will be a agent, or there are person that knowing that this is a web agent, this is a solution to implement the web agent. In principle, that means in correct, the agent outline is composed of. So what are the agent that composed of? The retriever that controlled by the scheduler. So whatever or whosoever schedule the content, that is retrieved or that is controlled, or retrieval controlled by the scheduler. And at last there is a dispatcher. So there are two parts in this. One is a retrieval that controlled by the scheduler, and then there is a dispatcher who dispatch the thing, that means who carried out the thing, that is known as a dispatcher. So there is a retriever, then there is a dispatcher. That retrieval collects and updates the news data according to a frequency. So what is the retrieval do? The retriever collects and updates the news. So he or she updates the news data according to a frequency that is controlled by the scheduler. The time scheduler set starts and end times as well as frequency of the news collection. So the time scheduler sets the start and the end time as well as frequency of the news collection. So whatever the collection, whatever the news that is available, that is starting with the start time and the end times as well as the frequency of the news collection. The dispatcher returns the news on demand from the client. So retrieval collects and updates the news, and the dispatcher returns the news on the demand from the clients. In application discussed so far in this course, activities were carried out when requested. So whatever the activity that is carried out when requested for the users. A web agent application can work independently of the request. So whatever the web agent that is used or that can work independently of the request, but it requires adequate server resources to avoid that it will be too engaged in performing the agent task. So it requires adequate resource performing activities, that is used to avoid, that is used to engage in the activity that is used in performing the agent task. That means there is adequate server resources that is used to avoid the engaged resources that is used in performing the agent event. So that is a web agent. That means agent is available over the internet, so we can use the agent for making various tasks in collecting the calls from the client on the demand service. Now agent number one, that is one example. In the first application, agent one, a very basic services discussed, that is the agent number one. A more advanced client, that is the agent 2, is discussed in the last part of the session. That means the first application, that is the agent 1, in this the basic services discussed, and a more advanced client, that is agent number 2, that is discussed in the last part of this session. The first task considered is to retrieve the news from the CNN net service once every second hour. So it is used to retrieve the news from the CNN once every second hour, maintaining an updated local copy which can be requested by the client on the. So that is used to maintain the local copy, that is used to requested by the, or that is used to take the request by on the demand. The application includes template for the following tasks. So there are following tasks that is used to maintain the templates. What is the first one? That is the news that collecting and maintaining on maintenance part. So first is the news that collects and maintains the part. So there is a news that is relating to the how to collect the material and how to maintain the material. So one is news that is related to the collection and the maintenance part. Then setting of the scheduling part. That means there will be a setting that is available on the scheduling part. Then the news service part. That means there is a news service part. That means first is the collecting, maintaining, then scheduling, then the what are the various services that is for the news service part. Now this is one of the outline example, that is the agent one. There is a client, there is a agent, then there is a news source. So whatever the news source that is available, that is connected with the agent and that is connected with the client. There is a scheduler that schedules the task, that is a scheduler. So there is a client that is used with the agent, and the agent is connected with the news source, and news source is again connected with the agent, and the agent is connected with the client. So there is a client, there is a agent, then there is a news source. And this is a scheduler who schedules with the or schedules the news, that is from when the news will be coming, what is the timing, what is the duration of the news. So that is the agent one application. So there is a client, scheduler, agent, and there is a data source. That means there are four parts: client, scheduler, agent, and the data source. And all these four parts, that is client so sorry scheduler, are very important in the agent one application. The core of the first template is a powerful CF HTTP tag which can be compared with the CF query tag. But with the most important difference is that the CF HTTP tag queries other web servers and not a database. That is, this is a query that queries the tag, that is a CF HTTP, that means the Cold Fusion Hypertext Transfer Protocol, that is the HTTP tag that queries the other server also. Now this is one of the example of the HTTP. Now which method is used? That is the get method is used for the URL. This is the URL that is for the CNN, and this is the resolve URL is yes, then HTTP will be closed. So this is the opening of the CHTTP, then this is the closing of the CHTTP. Then CF file, then action equals to write, file equals to this one, output equals to this one. So there are multiple parts for this one, like action, then file, then output. And the CF HTTP tag in the line number 2. So the line number 2, that the CF HTTP tag indicates that we want to retrieve the CNN. So there is a CNN entry page, that in order to establish a local mirror of the CNN page. So there is a mirror that is used with establishing a local mirror of the CNN page. And there is also attribute that is given. The attribute that is given as a resolve URL. So that is the attribute, that is the resolve URL, that is set to the yes, that resolves the URL within the mirror image, so that they will also function for the client environment. So that is also functioning for the client environment, that is used for the URL, that is the image, that is the mirror image. The page is returned in a variable known as the CF HTTP dot file content. So that is returned in a variable that is known as the CF HTTP dot file content. Now the content is saved in the line number 4 to maintain a file named the retrieved.html. This is used as a fourth line, that is used for the CF file, that is action equals to write, file name is that is given as the CF application path, then retrieved HTML, then the output that is given, that is CF HTTP dot file content, that is output screen. The content in the line saved is to maintain a file name as a retrieve.html. This is the name. The particular disk address at which the content is stored can be set in the application.cfm. So that can be stored in the application.cfm as an application wide variable application.path. Now the agent administrator will need a form to specify the start and the end times and the frequency of the news collection. So there is an agent, that is the administration, that will need a form to specify the start and the end time. So that is used to specify the start and the end times and the frequency of the news collection. This form is used only once for starting the agent's activity and eventually for terminating the service before satisfied. So whatever the service that is used for satisfying the material, that is used for starting the agent's activity, and eventually that is used for terminating the service before specified. The template taking care of this task is, so what is the template? This is the task of the template that is generated over here. This is the way you can see the task or template, that is the coding for the templates. This is a schedule form.cfm. Then there is a h2 tag, that is a heading number 2 tag. Then font color equals to blue, that is the font color has a blue. Then scheduling or deleting the news collection, that means schedule or delete the news collection, then the font will be closed, h2 will be closed. So that is the h2, then font color blue, then scheduling or deleting the news collection, then font, then h2 will be closed. Then there is a p tag, that means a paragraph tag. Then there is a that is scheduling the data collection, so that is available within the paragraph tag, that is scheduling the data collection. Then form action equals to schedule.cfm, then method equals to post. There is a form that has an action, that is a form has an action, that is a schedule.cfm, and the method that is given as a post. So one action is given as a schedule.cfm and the method that is given as a post. Then there is a P, within the paragraph tag there is a start date, that is MMDDYY. So there is a month, date and the year within the two format 2222, that is a month have a two decimals or digits, DD also have a two decimals, YY also have a two decimals. That is the start date, then MMDDYY, whatever the date. Then there is a check or text box that is available, that is input type equals to text, name equals to start date. That have a type, that is a text box, and that have a name, that is the start date. Then the P will be closed. Then again there is a P, then there is a start time. So one is the start date, one is the start time, that is hours, minutes, AM, PM. Then there is a text box that is available, that name equals to start time. Then again there is a P, then there is an update interval that is available within the seconds. Then again there is a text box that is created, that is created by using this one, that is a name as an interval. Then there is again the P, then the end date, that this is the update interval, this is the end date, that again the MMDD and the YY, and the input type that is given as a name as a end date. Then again there is a P, end time, that is hours, minutes, then AM, PM. Then input type equals to text, name equals to end time. Then P, then timeout for the request. So there is a timeout for the request, then input type equals to text, name equals to timeout. That means this is available within the P tag, there is a timeout for the request, then there is a text box that is created over here. Then input type equals to submit, value equals to schedule. That means the type, whatever the type that is given, that is the type equals to submit. So there is a submit button that is created, that have a value schedule. Then the form will be closed. Then P tag, then again ahref equals to delete.cfm. Now when you click on the stop, then it will transfer to the delete.cfm, that is a stop. Then there is a news collection, that is means stop the news collection, and stop have a hyperlink. Note that the template refers to the two action and the template schedule is referring 312 and so on. Now the schedule.cfm template for processing the scheduling data is shown. So whatever the schedule that is available for the CFM, that is used for the schedule.cfm template for processing the scheduling data or data is short in details. That is the schedule.cfm, then cf schedule action equals to update, task equals to agent. So there is a schedule, that is a action is update, and the task that is given as a agent. Then there is an operation that is equals to the HTTP request. So there is operation that is HTTP request. Then start date, that is double quotes hash start date hash. Then start time, then again the double quotes hash start time hash. Then interval, again the double quotes hash interval hash. Then end date, end time, that is used with this one. So there is a start date, there is a start time, there is an interval, there is an end time, and the end date and the end time. And the URL that is given as a that is used as a http application.url, then agent.cfm, that is used as a agent.cfm, that is available within the data, that is agent.cfm. Larry, are you able to hear me? My voice is audible to you? Hello. Yeah, Larry, my voice is audible to you. Hello, hello, hello. Larry, my voice is audible to you? Okay, Larry, thanks. So there's a SEO schedule, that is action equals to update. So that action is available in the update material. Then task is the agent. So that is a schedule. Now, what is the operation? That is a HTTP request. The start date is the start date that is included in the start date variable. Then start time, that is a start time variable. Then interval, what is the interval? That is given in the interval variable. Then there is an end date, then there is an end time. So there is an end date and there is an end time that is available within the hash. Then URL that is given as the http colon slash hash application.url, then agent.cfm, that is given as a URL, that is http application.url agent.cfm. Then there is a resolve.url or the resolve URL, that means there is a resolve URL that is given as a, or that is corrected as a yes. This coding will be done in Java, that is programming in the Java, not the same coding but the coding that is related to the programming Java, but this is somehow the same looping, same variable that is defined in this one. Okay, Larry. So the next topic or the next module is programming in the Java. We are going to cover these codes, these not exactly these codes but some related these codes, like the variable looping in the same, or the same coding in the programming in the Java. All right, Larry. Okay, and the resolve URL that is given as a yes, then the request timeout, that is a 120. The template is simple but has a number of attributes of which only the end date is optional. It contains a variable that is application.url, which must be set in the application.cfm. If you have access to the CFM administrator, the schedule has already been set by means of the that utility. However, if you are renting time from an ISP, that means if you are taking on the rent from the ISP, that is a. Now, tell me, Larry, what is the full form of ISP? My question is to Larry. What is the full form of ISP, Larry? Larry, what is the full form of ISP? Hello, yeah, Larry, tell me the answer. What is the full form of ISP? Okay, very good, Larry. And this is the full form of ISP, I agree. Now, can you give me one example of ISP? Any one example of the ISP, or tell me what is the ISP. That is the full form, I agree. Now what is the ISP? It's an organization, it's a company, it's a person. What is an ISP? I don't know about the ISP. Tell me. Larry, are you able to hear me? Tell me examples of the ISP, or what is ISP? It is a company that offers the internet services. Very good. For example, MTNL, Airtel, whatever the company that is available in the India, that is available in the Nigeria, whatever the company that provides the internet, that is known as the ISP. So you can take the, if you are a CFMX administrator, you can take from the ISP, or you can take the renting from the ISP. You will usually not have access to the administrator feature. If the stop option is selected in the schedule form.cfm, the following template is run. So following template is run in the stop dot option, or that is selected in the schedule form.cfm. That is the delete.cfm. There is a CF schedule, then action equals to delete, task equals to agent. That means the CF schedule, that is action equals to delete. So what is action over here? That is a delete, and the task that is given as an agent. Then CF output, then there is the H3 agent task deleted. That means the agent task has been deleted in the H3 tag, or that is deleted, that is available within the H3. That is the more big font that is available within the H3 tag, and the CF output will be closed. So this is the output that is available. Now what is the content that is given in the output? That is the H3, then agent task deleted, then the H3 will be closed. Now the final components of the new service is a form for the client to request the, so whatever the final component that is available, that is a form of the client, or form for the client to request the news. Now this is the final component, that is the index.cfm. Then there is a P tag, that is a paragraph tag. There is a H2 tag, that is a heading number 2. Now font color is given as a blue. Then information collection by agent. So whatever the information that is collection by the agent, that is available within the blue color, as well as a big font, that is the H2 font. Then again there is a P. Do you want a report? Then yes. If there is a yes, there is a hyperlinking that is available with the yes. And do you want is simply, and then the news is available in the red color, and the report is only normal. Then the linking will be available on the yes. Where the line 3 is all is needed to respond to the request by serving the page retrieve.html. In a real situation, a more elaborate form will be designed, but for demonstrating the principles of web agents, the simple form will do. Though whatever the simple form, whatever the demonstration that is available with the web agent, the simple form will do. As usual, you will find a link to an implemented example of the agent at the end of the session. That means at the end of the session, you also get the agent example, that is the administrative agent example that is used with this request. Now this is finished, that is the agent number 1. Now the next part is the advanced agent, that is the agent number 2. That is the next part of this, we can say the theory, or we can do this session, that is the web agent, because there are two parts, there is the agent 1 and the agent 2. So we are finished with the agent 1. Now the next is the agent number 2, that is the advanced agent. Now let us consider a more advanced agent. That means this is the agent that is okay, but now let's consider a more advanced agents. In addition to collecting news information regularly from one or more sources, agent 2 accept the subscriptions for the news pages containing topics by the user in the form of the keywords. That means in addition to the collecting information, so whatever the information that is collected, so in addition to collecting news information on a regular basis from one or more sources, agent 2 accepts subscription for the news pages. So they are getting the subscription from the news pages that is available, that is retrieved from the data source or the news source. The agent number 2 that accepts subscriptions for the news pages containing topics. So all the information that is collected, that is available in the subscription, that is the agent number 2 that performs the collections, or that takes the actions. So agent number 2 accepts the subscription for the news pages containing topics specified by the user in the form of the keyword. So whatever the keyword that is given, that is used for the subscription, that is used in the by the user in the form of keywords. Each time a news page is retrieved from the news source, the agent reads to the page to see if it contains any of the topic that is requested by the subscriber. So when the new page is retrieved from the news source, the agent readouts through the page to see if it contains any of the topic that is released or that is requested by the user. If any topic is requested by the user, by the subscriber, and if so, that is available, it emails a copy of the news to the lucky subscriber. That means this is in respect of the, or this is in favor of the users or the subscribers. So in addition to the collecting news information regularly from one or more sources, agent number 2 accept the subscriptions for the news pages that contains information that is specified by the user in the form of the keyword. Each time a new page is retrieved from the news source, the agent reads through the page to see if it contains any of the topic that is requested by the subscriber, and if it is requested by the subscriber, and email it copy to the lucky subscriber, whosoever the lucky subscriber. On request, this agent sends a subscription form to a user asking about his or her name, email address, topic, and the sources of the interest, as well as a time interval for the wanted service. That means whatever the wanted service that is available, that is applied by the subscription form, that takes his or oblique name, email address, topic, and the sources of the interest. By submitting the form, a subscription is recorded by the agent and the service will start. So by submitting, whenever the form will be submitted, a subscription is recorded by the agent and the service will start. In this example, only a single topic per request is possible. That means only a single topic per request is possible over here, but servicing more complex request is quite possible. So whatever the topic that is available, that service more request is quite possible. In the application example demonstrated, two news sources, that is the CNN and the Washington Post, are copied every third hour. Each time the two copies are keyword provided by this one. This is one of the example. And each time when a hit is detected. So whenever the subscriber subscribe for the event, that means a hit is detected. The agent sends the subscribers who provided the keyword that an email with a copy of the relevant news page attached. So whatever the page attached that is available within the email topic. So there is a client. Yes, exactly. Very good. This is the advanced agent that receives the SMS, for example, whatever the new offer that is available with the help of the internet or SMS. Very good, Larry. This is the components of the agent number 2. There is the client, news source, client, subscription, news source, scheduler, parcel, dispatcher. Now these we are going to discuss in the after the break, various components of the agent number 2. Okay, so let's take a break right now, then move to these components. Let's take a break. That is a various component that is available within the agent number 2. So that is the components, or that is the agents or the components of agent 2. So there is a client. So there is a client that is available with a dispatcher, or there is a discharge, or there is a retriever. So there is a discharger and there is a receiver and there is a parcel that is available with this one. There is also a scheduler who schedules the thing. There is a news resource. There is a news resource. Right. These are the various components of the agent number 2 that is used in this one. So agent or figure number 2 gives an overview of the application. So this gives an overview of the application. So what is the application that is used? That gives the application, that is a overview of the application. So this agent system consists of the 5 logical parts. That is, one is a scheduler, then next is a news retrieval. This is a news retrieval. Then there is a service, so there is a subscription service. There is a parcel, there is a parcel, there is a discharger, there is a discharger. So these are the 5 logical part that is used in the application. The consist of agent. What are the what are the various 5 or that is a part of the these are the five logical parts that what are the five logical parts? That is a scheduler, there is a news retrieval, then there is a subscription service, then there is a parcel, there is a discharge, and the parts will be discussed in a slightly different order in the following paragraphs. Before the agent can be activated, the news source and the retrieving frequency. So whatever the news source, whatever the retrieving frequency, that must be specified. So before the news can be retrieved, can be activated, before the agent can be activated, the news sources, so whatever the news sources, whatever the retrieving frequency, that must be specified with the retrieving concept. We focus on the scheduling and assume here that the two news sources, that is the, so this is a just assumption that the two news sources, that is CNN and the Washington Post, are already selected. So there are two news sources that is available, that is the CNN and the Washington Post. So there are two source posts that is available that are already selected. The scheduling is similar to the one we described for the simple agent number one. So that is everything is same, but the new concept is that there are new two news sources that is available, that is the CNN and the Washington Post. The scheduling is similar to the one that we described for the simple agent number one above and implemented by the following form templates. This is the following form template that is used for scheduling the form number or schedule form, that is the schedule form.cfm. There is a h2 tag that is used, then font color equals to blue. So that is a h2 tag, then that have a font color blue. Then scheduling or deleting the news collection, that is scheduling or deleting the news collection, that is the font will be closed and the h2 will be closed. So that is available within the h2 tag, that is the font color equals to blue, that is scheduling or deleting the new collection or the news collection. Then then there is a CF loop, so there is a looping that is covered, that starts with the, or that is the index equals to I, that covers from the 1 to the 2, 1 to the 2, that means it is covered from the 1 to 2. Then there is the P tag, that is a paragraph tag, and the first part, that is the A part, that is scheduling data collection from sources. So schedule the data collection from the sources, then hash I, whatever the value of the I that is available, that is used with the P tag. Then the form action equals to schedule.cfm. So there is a form, that is action equals to schedule.cfm. Then method equals to post. So whatever the action, whatever the taken, that is available within the schedule.cfm, then method that is available as a post. Then there is the P, then there is the start date. So this is available within the P tag. The same coding that is we have done in the agent number, that is mmddyy. Then type equals to text, name equals to start date hash I. Then again the start time, that is hours, minutes, am, pm, whatever the thing that is available, that is the same what we have covered in the agent number 1. There is a start date, there is a start time, then there is a update interval, that is in the seconds. Then input type equals to text, name equals to interval, that is update interval, that is in the seconds, that is available within the, and this one that is the input type, that is a text, then name equals to interval. Then again there is a end time, so after the update time, so after the end time, there is update interval, there is a end time, that is mmddyy. Then input type equals to text, name equals to end date. Then P, end time, that is the hours, that is the mm. Then am, pm. Then input type equals to text, name equals to end time. So whatever the input type that is available, there is the end time and the input type that is used for the input material, that is used for the HH, mm, am, pm. Then there is a P, that is timeout for request. So there is a timeout for the request that is available. Then input type equals to text. So whatever the text type that is used with the text. The name equals to timeout. Then input type equals to submit, value equals to schedule. So there is a button that is available, that is submit button, and the value that is available as a schedule. So these are the few seconds, these are the few P tags that is used. One is the start date, one is the start time, update interval, end date, end time, timeout for the request. So these are the various P tags that is used with this one. Then input type equals to submit, value equals to schedule. Then then the form will be closed and the looping will be closed. So this is the form tag that is available within the loop tag, that is the CF loop. This loop will start from the 1 and ending with the 2, that is the equals to the 2 means that is also equals to the 2 and the 1. Then the CF loop will be closed, then there is a P tag, then AHREF, that is delete 2.cfm. So there is a delete 2.cfm, that means there is a linking that is available or that is used with the stop. Again the same, the delete 2.cfm, the news collection from both sources, that means stop the news collection from both the sources, and stop have a delete dot cfm, that means stop have a hyperlink, that is a delete 2.cfm. The schedule form.cfm passes the control onto the schedule.cfm, which is identical with the template discussed in connection with the simpler agent. So whatever the simpler agent that is used, that is the schedule.cfm, that is identical with the template that is discussed in connection with the simple agent. And this agent can be scheduled by means of the CFMX administrator. So there is a schedule by the CFMX administrator, that is a schedule form.cfm. Now, the subscription can be taken by means of very simple form that is given in this one. That is specify the scheduling data, that is this one, that is specifying the scheduling data. This is the next, that is specifying the scheduling data, that is the end date and the time may be left blank. Then there is a start date, there is a label, there is a text box, there is a label, start time, there is a text box, then there is the update interval, there is a text box, end time, there is a text box, end date, there is a text box, timeout for the request, there is a text box. So these are the various text boxes that is used with this one. Then there is a button that is used over here, that is a schedule. This is the agent scheduling form that is implemented by the service.cfm template. So there is a service.cfm, then form action equals to register.cfm. So there is a form that have an action that is equals to the register.cfm, then method equals to post. That means the action is register.cfm and the method is post. Then again the table, that is the table tag is used for creating this one. Now first TD contains your name, then name equals to this one. So this is the coding for this one. So there is a table tag, that means a table is created with this one. Then there is a tr tag, that is a table row. So one is a table row, then there is a td, that is a table data, then your name, then again the td will be closed, then again there is a td. So one td, that means the one cell contains your name, next td contain a text box, that is an input name equals to n name, then type equals to text, and td, then the tr will be closed. Then there is a tr, td, your name address or your email address, then there is a td will be closed, then td will be opened, that is the input name equals to email, then there is a td closing, that means there is a td closing, there is a td opening, then input name equals to email, then type equals to text, that means the text box will be created with the another. So one cell contains your name, your email address, and another cell contains the text box. Then again there is a tr, then td, the topic in which you are interested, again given in one td, then again the new td that is available for the text box. Then there is a tr, then td, that is a source for the service, then the td will be closed, td, then again td, that means some blanks are available with td and the tr. Again there is a tr, then again there is a td, then Washington Post, then td will be closed, td, then input name equals to source, type equals to radio, that means the radio button will be created over here. Then tr, td, cnn, that means in one cell this is available as a cnn, then again there is a td, then name equals to source, type equals to radio, that means the radio button will be created over here. Then tr, td, that is a Washington Post and the cnn, then td will be closed, and td, then input name source, the type equals to radio, that is also radio button. Then again the tr, td, number of days you want the service, that is number of days he wants a service, then TD will be closed. Then input name equals to days, type equals to text. That means the type equals to text that is used with the text boxes. Then there is a TR, then TD, then the TD will be closed, then TD, then input type equals to submit, value equals to submit, then the TD will be closed. Then the TR will be closed, then the table will be closed, and the form will be closed. So these are the various tags that is used with the table tag, TR tag, form tag. This form indicates the similarity with the search system in which only one keyword is permitted in the search. That means in this there is only one keyword that is we are going to search in this one. That means there is only one topic that an improvement of this form would be permit multiple topics keyword. That means we can search multiple topics at the same time, and topics which were structured into the complex request is, for example, possible in the search engine discussed in the previous session. So whatever the previous session that is discussed for the form indication that is used for the search system. The content of the subscription form is registered on in a table known as the agent2 at a data source session.data source set in the application.cfm. There is a register.cfm, that is a cf set, then my date equals to now. So whatever the my date, that is equals to the now, that is the current date. Then cf set until equals to date format, so that is the date format that is given. Then date at d form days, my date, then mmmmdd that is setting the until equals to date format that is given in this one. Then cf query, then name equals to register, then data source equals to session.data source. That is, a query will be given that our name equals to register and data source our session.data. So that means the database that is connected with this one is the name equals to registers. Then insert into agent 2, that means insert into the table, that is the agent number 2. Then there is an name, email, topic, until, and whatever the value that is available that is given in the values, that is the form.nname, then form.email, then form.topic, then until. So these are the various values that is putting into the agent number 2. Then there is a cf query, that is the closing of the cf query. Then there is a closing or cf output will be opened for this one. Then there is a h3 tag, that is means the heading number 3 tag, that have a font color that is given as a font color blue. Then the form dot n name, that means whatever the form dot n name or whatever the name that is contained in the form that is available within the h3 tag, then your request has been recorded within the h3 tag. Then cf output, so this is given as a line 1 to 6, that is cf query take care of the registration in the database. If the registration is successful, then message is returned by the subscriber by email. The main template of the agent 2 covers the retrieval, parsing and discharging of the news to the subscriber. So whatever the agent that covers the retrieval, parsing and the discharging of the news. This code I'm going to continue within the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class. So that's all for today's session, because this code is too lengthy for discussing in this one. So that's all for today's session. Now if there is any doubts regarding the assignment, any query, Larry, then ask the query from me, and in the Monday's class I'm going to continue with this coding. All right, so any query regarding anything, Larry?